I'm so excited. It's finally here. It's Euro 2020 and I got my predictions coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today we take a look at Euro 2020, Matchday number 1, part 1, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck are you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to get you a bang up to date with all things Euro 2020, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here, under one rooski. That's right, boys and girls, of course, we're going to be covering Euro 2020 in extensive detail with match previews, match reviews, digicast, normal cat, and of course, these standalone prediction shows. So make sure you smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, and of course, hit a little bell so you don't miss a beat. We're even going to have live watch-alongs as and when they come around. Of course, got to make sure they manage with my schedule. But of course, wherever that place to go, you just stick right here and I'll bring you bang up to date. And of course, we've got a live action prediction league and we'll talk about that in just a second. But anyway, make sure you bang the subscribe. Check out the links down below. So let's get cracking and take a look at Matchday number 1, part. Here we go, boys and girls. Here we bloody go. Kicking all off with a bit of an overview of Euro 2020. So let's get into it, of course. It will take place from the 11th of June to the 11th of July. And I'll be there every step of the way. So again, once again, make sure you bang the old subscribe button. Of course, heading into this, there's 24 nations, and of course they are divided into 6 groups, which of course, if you're good at maths, just like me, that's 4 per group. 16 nations will progress to the knockout stages, and that will be done by, of course, a group winner and of course a runner-up. Joining that, of course, there'll be 4 best third-place nations, which will be put into a table at the end. And of course, yeah, they'll go through to the next stages. So let's take a look at your nations. Here they come, of course, divided into the groups. So I'll have a quick look at the groups in a little bit more detail, of course. Is your nation there? Well, let me know if your nation is there. Of course, I will be. I'm actually all over the place here. I will be cheering on Germany. Of course, I am half German. I'll also be cheering on Scotland. Realistically, Scotland ain't going to go very, very far. But my tip for the title is Italy. So I'll be keeping an eye on those as and when they come by. So here are the groups, boys and girls. Kicking on off with, of course, Group A with Italy, the Swiss, Turkey and Wales. Group B has Belgium, Denmark, Finland and Russia. And Group C, Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia and Ukraine. In this video, we're going to be focusing on these 3 groups. Of course, tomorrow's video will of course focus on these 3 groups, D, E and F. We'll talk more about those of course when we come around, but anyway, let's get into the deep end now. Let's talk about the prediction league. There is a QR code here. If you want to enter the prediction league, you need to go either use your phone and use the old QR code here, or of course go to the website, which is listed at the bottom of the graphic here, and also in the old description. That will send you over to my website, and in the website is an embedded form. You would fill it out, make sure you put your details in, because otherwise you won't be able to enter the competition. Of course, there is going to be a prize at the end of it. There'll be a t-shirt. Of course, I'll show you all about that later on. But anyway, just to let you know, that's how we do the prediction league this around, using this QR code and also the link down below. So make sure you go check that badger out. Feel free to stick your predictions in the old comment section down below. They will not be entered into the tournament, and I may have a look at them later on, but ultimately, that's the best place to do it. This link right here. Get into it. So let's get into it, folks, boys and girls, with, of course, match number 1, game 1, that's right, and that is, of course, Italy going against Turkey at the Stadio Olimpico. Let's get into this badger then, of course, heading into this one. They played each other, 5 times since 1962, with Italy coming out on top with 3 wins, and, of course, no wins for Turkey so far. There's been 2 draws as well. Over the course of time, in those 5 matches, Italy have scored 11 goals against Turkey, with them responding with just 3 heading into this. Italy are picking up over the 2.20 goals per match against Turkey, with, of course, them responding with a 0.60 as well. Of course, the form heading into this, Italy looking absolutely incredible with 6 wins out of 6 over the last few 6 matches, of course, both friendlies in competitive games as well. Turkey on the flip side, also no slouches, of course, coming into this, unbeaten the last 6, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws. Of course, the bookies' odds on this one do favour Italy. They're 20-11 on. They are your favourites. 6-1 is your Turkey, and of course 14-5 is your draw. Of course, for me on this one, it might be in Italy, and of course Italy might be your favourites, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw on this one. Of course, all eyes are going to be on it, and I don't think anybody wants to make a mistake anytime soon. So I'm going to go with, of course, a draw to kick us off with, and of course, plenty of goals to get excited about. Into the next round of match, next match, of course, the next day, of course, on Saturday, and this will be on the 12th of June. It'll be the Welsh up against the Swiss. Now, of course, heading into this, now these 2 sides have played each other 4 times since 1999. It's been 3 wins for the Swiss, just 1 win for the Welsh, no draws, of course. In total, the Swiss have scored 8 goals over the Welsh, of course, just responded with the 3, picking up a 0.6 1.75 goals return. That's the Welsh over the Swiss, with the 2-point goal return for the Swiss over the Welsh. So in the course of the history, the Swiss will be your favourites heading into this again over, of course, Robert Page's Welsh. It will be taking place in Baku, and of course on Saturday the 12th of June. The Swiss's form heading into this also pretty good, unbeaten the last 6 games, picking up 6 wins out of 6, with the Welsh picking up a bit of a stodgy one, 58% form for them heading into this one as well. The bookies odds on this one 6-1. Sorry, scrap that. 5-2 is your Welsh, 21-10 is your draw. Of course, 6-5 is your Swiss. They are your favourites on this one, and of course I think I'm also going to go with a draw on this one. Or I'm going with a 0-0 draw. That's right. Of course, which will make it all square, even Stevens after match number 1 over in Group A. Into Group B we go now. Let's jump in the deep end. Of course, I'll have a look at it is the Danes up against the Finns. Of course, been told abruptly in your comments that of course Finland is not part of Scandinavia, so get your facts right. So this match also taking place on Saturday, the 12th of June. Of course, this one will take place, according to my knowledge, over in the Parken Stadium, over in Denmark. Of course, they are one of the host nations right now heading into this. Now, these two sides have played each other 5 times since 1986. 4 wins for the Danes, nothing for the Finns, and 1 draw. Of course, the biggest win for the Danes over the Finns is a 2-1 win. Of course, that was most recently back in November 2011. Of course, they scored 6 goals in total over Finland. Of course, they've responded with just the 2, with a 0.4 goals per game match over the Danes. On, of course, the flip side, they've got a 1.2 goal per game record. Since those 5 games, of course. Heading into this, though, the Danes have got a 75% success rate with their form, winning 4 of the past 6. Whereas Finland have gone on a streak of 6 games without a win. So they've entered in this at the wrong time to be playing these games. Of course, the bookies odds on this one, 20-9 on are the Denmark. They are your favourite. Of course, 60-5 is your draw. 7-1 is, of course, the Finns on this one. Long shots. For me, the first win of the campaign, of course, the tournament will go to Denmark. And I've gone with, on this one, a 2-0 win to take the 3 points. And again, open up the campaign in Group B with the W. Kicking on forward also in Group B, it will be, who do we have here? Is the Belgians, of course, everyone's favourite up against Russia. That's right. Let's take a look at this one. Also taking place on Saturday. Games galore on this one. I can tell you, I'm actually going to be doing at least 3 watch-alongs in those first 4. There might be the 4. We'll see how it all pans out. But of course, heading into this one, they played each other 6 times since 2002. It's been 5 wins for the Belgians, no wins for the Russians. Of course, 1 draw. Of course, heading into this, the biggest win for Belgium over Russia was a 4-1 win, and that was back in 2019. It was in the European Championship qualifying campaign, so a comfortable win as well. They've actually scored them 16 goals against Russia in those 6 matches, with a return of just 7 from Russia as well. Their form heading into this, Russia 58% success rate, winning 3 of the past 6 games in all competitions. As for the Belgians, they've actually unbeaten the last 6, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws to boot. Of course, quickly the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? We have the Belgians 6-4 on for the victory. Are your favourites? 3-1 is your draw, and 50-4 is your long shots. That's Russia. Also out in Group B, of course, the Danes will have, of course, a foot in the next round already with that win over the Finland. I'm also going to give the Belgians a 1-0 win to, of course, make it a bit spicy at the top of the table. So a 1-0 win for Belgium in, of course, match day number 1 out in Group B. Into Group C now, of course, we have it's Austria against North Macedonia. Now, this match will take place on Sunday, and that is the 13th of June. Now, these two sides have played each other just twice since 2019. It's been 2 wins out, 2 out for Austria over North Macedonia. The biggest win was a 4-1 win. That 4-1 win was actually in North Macedonia back in June 2019. Of course, they scored 6 goals in total over those 2 campaigns. Of course, just 2 goals returned from North Macedonia, which is around about 1 goal a game. On the flip side, it's 3 goals a game for Austria over North Macedonia. The game will take place at the National Arena over in Bucharest. And heading into this, actually, North Macedonia come into this with a better form over Austria. Unbeaten the last 4 games, it looks like. 3 wins and a draw. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Austria just come into this just 1 win in the past 4 games as well. So not great form for them. As for the bookies odds on this one, 7-4 is your Austria, 3-1 is your long shots. That is a draw. 5-1 is even longer shots actually for a North Macedonia victory on this one. Over in Group C, who's going to get control on this one? I think it's going to be Austria, but I don't know. I don't really know about this North Macedonia side, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 win in the end to again open up the campaign with a big fat W for Austria. That is correct. Kicking on forward then, let's have a look at the second game over in Group C, and it will be the Dutch up against Ukraine. That's right. Let's get into this one. This will also take place on Sunday, the 30th of June. And once again, I'll have watch-alongs on this one. Probably definitely watching this Dutch game. They played each other just twice since 2008. It's been 1 win for the Dutch, 1 draw, and no win to the Ukraine. Picking up on average 2 goals a game at the Dutch over the Ukrainians. Of course, they've responded with just 0.5 goals a game. So it's going to be a bit of a tall order for them heading into this. In fact, it's actually even bigger tall order as well. Just 1 win and 6 games for the Ukraine heading into this over their recent record. Of course, the Dutch though not too bad. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games, a 75% form for them. Of course, it's Frank de Boer up against Andrei Shevchenko in the dugouts, and again it will take place at the Johan Arena over in of course Amsterdam on the 6th, the 13th of June. The bookies odds 5-3 for the Dutchies on this one. 13-5 is your draw. 5-1 is your long shots. It is Ukraine over in Group C. For me, I'm going to give you a quick 3-1 win. That's right, to give the Dutchies a fantastic start to open up the campaign as well. Quick look at, of course, some of the odds for these nations to win the trophy. Of course, if we go out of Group A, of course, Turkey are 50-1 long shots. Italy are down at 9-1 to lift the trophy. As for the Welsh, they're 200-1 right here right now to win the trophy. As for the Swiss, they're coming into this. Where are they? They're around about 66-1. Again, long shots. The Belgians are actually third favourites, 6-1. With the Russians, long shots at 66-1 as well. The Danes, of course, former winners, of course, back in 1992, 28-1 to win the trophy. The Finns, one of the long shots at Finland with 500-1. Enter Group C, of course, Austria, 80-1 to win the trophy. North Macedonia, 500-1. With the Dutch, around about 14-1. And the Ukrainians at 50-1, of course. So those are your quick undertaking odds for match number 1, part 1. We'll be back, of course, for match number 1, part 2 tomorrow. We'll take a look at the rest of the groups. Again, be sure to check out the old Prediction League by sticking in your details right here, right now, using the QR code, of course, using the URL at the bottom there, so you can so you don't miss a bloody beat. And of course, I look forward to seeing you next time around, of course, for the rest of the Euro 2020 coverage right here on the channel. So make sure you give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. So make sure you check those suckers out. But until then, I'll see you soon for the next one. I'm happy, hopefully you're happy, and I'm so excited. Let's get started with Euro 2020.